Yan, magandang hapon mga kameta. Kamusta po kayo dyan? I hope everyone's doing well. Ito mga bagong it's a new week at of course ang pag-usapan natin guys yung hottest issue today, or at least from my point of view the most important issue. It's a human issue, it's a justice issue. At ito po yung update dun sa trahedya na nangyari sa veteranong journalist na si PERCY Lapid, no? So a new set of cases were filed kanina lang by the Philippine authorities at and accordingly may press conference actually nangyari a while ago. So may mga bagong, how should I put it, plot twists or revelations when it comes to this very tragic and gripping case and this ongoing quest, no, para magkaroon tayo ng hustisya para kay Percy Lapid, who really did a great service to the country by fearlessly fighting for truth and standing up to those in positions of power or those who were allegedly abusing their positions of power, no? So, tingnan natin guys yung mga latest updates dito. Again, maraming salamat guys dun sa mga sumusuporta sa atin, yung mga nagko-comments sa atin. Please continue to subscribe dito sa mga channels natin so that we can continue this kind of conversations. Puntahan natin itong updates. So, actually kanina may press conference. Lagay lang natin guys, 1 second lang. Para ma-check nyo mismo. Oo.
Kung 70% immunity galing sa child, sapat ba ito? PERCY with dual gut protection helps strengthen immunity, helps restore gut balance. Dahil ang parang matatag, hindi sakitin. Basta probiotics.
PERCY Kitty.
Mahalaga paalala, ang PERCY ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin paggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
A new mix is coming your way. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries in one perfect blend.
I'm calling out to Solveta. Solveta, sumuko ka na. Just like ito nung una, sumuko itong gunman because of the fear of his life. Hindi malayo mangyari sa ito. So you think things over. Marquez. So again, I plead to Solveta to just surrender right now. Just like the gunman who surrendered, napag-isipan niya na endanger ang buhay niya. And I'm asking each and everyone who's watching right now could give any information to the whereabouts of Sulweta. Napaka-importante niya po rito. Again, I would like to tell everyone na sa pamunuan po ng ating Pangulo, katrabaho po kami. Hindi ho biro ito, yung mga dinimanda rito, pero we have to look at the evidence objectively. Kaya ito ho, ang Department of Justice, ang DILG, ang PNP, ang NBI, from now on, parati ho kami magsasama to always resolve on cases. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Well, I was asked to be here today to address everybody about this investigation. I think that the resolution of this case with regards to the investigation came at a very good pace because of the cooperation of the police and the NBI. Their professionalism was something to behold. I think that we can put our faith back to our law enforcement people. And that I'd like to ask
So ito may mga announcement na dito.
To surrender and to face the charges. If they are innocent, the law will uphold them. If they're guilty, then they will have to face the consequence. Ganun lang ho talaga ang sitwasyon ngayon eh. Mahirap talaga to fall from grace, especially from a very high perch. May sinasabi nga ng iba, yung impunity nito kakaiba. Kasi nagbubukas pa lang ang mga facts na nangyari sa loob ng Muntinlupa sa Bilibid. Ngayon, marami nagtatanong sa amin tungkol hindi lang nga sa alak, tsaka sa drugs na nasa loob. Marami pa tinatanong sa amin, ano ba yung nangyari sa mga drug lord na namatay? 18 drug lord ang namatay within a span of 75 days. All of COVID and cremated right after. Marami ho talaga mga krimen pa na ating kung kailangan tingnan or allegations of crimes. And the criminal activity inside has to stop. Prior to this, prior to the case of PERCY LAPID, the DOJ was already working on reforms of our correctional system. Kasi nga, it is the biggest mega prison in the world. It is not easy to manage.
So yung nakikita natin na may analysis na
Ang talagang trend
na
ngayon
mas
sa penology ay
malalim
talagang
ugat talaga ng
nagkaroon
problema.
ng sizes ng mga prisons or mga pitan, mga kulungan to a maximum size of 2,000 to 2,500 people. Ito po na-propose na natin ito. Kaya nga, ito po meron na akong ginagawa ang DOJ dito matagal na. Kasi ito nga ang produkto ng, ito talaga ang problema na na-identify na nung araw pa. So, we have to move on from this. We have to learn our lessons from this. Kinakailangan matutunan natin na hindi na dapat ginagawa ito o nangyayari ito. We do not accept it as a matter of fact or a matter of course that it will happen inside Bilibid. We have to endeavor to change it. Marami na sining ginawa tungkol dito, marami ng chismis, marami ng alingaw-ngaw tungkol sa nangyayari sa loob ng Bilibid. Ngayon, na sinasagot namin ng
Alright, so doon nakita natin na may press conference featuring not one but two cabinet secretaries. The Secretary of Justice was there, Justice Remulla. The LG Secretary Abalos was there. So nakita natin na talagang high level yung oversight dito sa development ng issue na yan as far as justice for journalists PERCY LAPID is concerned. So at least the government's projecting na they're trying their best to be on top of this issue. And the more na may investigation, the more na may mga updates dito, the more na na-realize natin na talagang malalim na ang ugat ng problema sa ating justice system. And accordingly, malalim din ang ugat ng itong kaso na ito, no? So it's like a spider's web, no? Extending in all different directions. And now the latest person na pinapa-investigate ng government is no less than the former Bucor chief, no? So yun na nakita natin ng developments ngayon. So tignan natin where this is gonna go. Again, I'm generally how should I put it? I generally try to avoid making comments on ongoing criminal investigations, etc. Kasi of course you don't want to make any premature statements. You don't want to get into this kind of penal populist kind of drama and all. But of course, this is something close to our heart because it concerns guys. No, it concerns a fellow journalist. It concerns someone very close to our hearts, and it strikes at the heart of yung crisis ng impunity talaga dito sa Pilipinas, no? And napaka-worrying situation at napaka taas ng level ng scrutiny at yung concern not only dito sa Pilipinas but internationally pagdating sa issue na yan. And you can clearly see that the Marcos administration is trying to keep on top of this issue. So kanina, just an update, no? Yung National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, at saka yung Philippine National Police, NPNP, po, ay nag-file ng murder complaints against yung dating Bureau of Corrections Bucor Chief Mr. Bantag and other personalities allegedly. Again, guys, allegedly yan, allegations to. So let's not pass judgments right away. But it's just, you know, in itself, it's quite a big thing, no? Na pumupunta dito yung level of investigations and what kind of personalities it's affecting. So ito ay ukol dun sa assassination nangyari kay broadcaster PERCY LAPID, no? At yung alleged middleman na biglang namatay, no? Dun sa correction facility the other month, no? So ayon kay Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla, the case has been filed with our prosecutors, and from there we'll proceed with the case proper, and hopefully this issue will be laid to rest the way that it should be when crime is committed against a citizen of the Republic of the Philippines, especially this time we're talking about a member of media. It was found through the investigation that both Director General Herald Bantag and Bureau Deputy Security Officer Ricardo Zuleta were allegedly behind of course yung crime na nangyari against PERCY LAPID, and June Villamor, no? Ito po yung sinabi ng NBI spokesperson Eugene Javier, no? So Villamor was the alleged middleman dun sa Lapid case at biglang he was found suffocated with a plastic bag inside, no? Ng correction facility. So now the NBI and now the Department of Justice are pushing yung level of investigation to higher and higher levels. So grabe, no? Talagang nanganak tong issue na to at investigation na yan. Sabi ni Justice Secretary Remulla that the principle they adopted in filing the complaints is, quote, the totality of all the facts given by all the witnesses and all the circumstances that attended the killings, no? Ayon sa kanya, so it's a totality test. It is not for us to point out a direct link, but the totality of all the facts points out to the participation of responsibility of those charged, no, or allegedly involved, no. So ang dami pong involved dito, no. There are like a dozen other people na involved, kasama pa ng mga iba't ibang gangs and etc. My goodness, ibang klase itong investigation na ito. In a statement naman, may response ang pamilya ni Percy Lapid or Percival Mabasa. Ang lawyer po ng Percy Lapid's family, si Berteni Cosing, nag-welcome nung at least move in the right direction. Ayon sa kanya, I've read all the affidavits. Number one, for formality, they're admissible because all the requirements by the Constitution is taking of extrajudicial confession were compiled with. Number two, they complied with, So, mukhang yung basic requirements daw base sa ating saligang batas ay na-fulfill na dito. Okay, so walang kakaiba, shortcut na nangyari dito. Pangalawa, sabi niya, the questions that were posed on them were actually, to my mind, are already sufficient to get the supposed details in order for us to say that for me to make an opinion that the mastermind is actually allegedly the former Bucor chief. Ito yung ayon sa abogado ng pamilyang Mabasa family, no? Medyo convoluted yung statement niya, but basically yung sinasabi niya is the basic yung allegations or yung charges filed meet the basic requirements, so they don't seem too fantastical or out of this world, no? In a statement, sabi ni Roy Mabasa, isang journalist na kaibigan po natin from Manila Bulletin for a very long time, at isa rin siya po ay nagpasalamat sa mga authorities and supporters ng kanyang pamilya in their quest for justice for Percy Lapid. Ayon sa kanya, we're optimistic and asking for prayers and continued support for identifying more masterminds behind. No, so parang they're expecting talaga marami involved dito. At siya po ay nag-recognize ng efforts ng gobyerno to look at possible corruption and anomalies dun sa Bureau of Corrections, no, which was raised by his own brother in a program in October 3 dun sa kanyang Lapid fire, no? So, ang sabi po ni Roy Mabasa, gaya po ng palaging sinasabi ni Ka-Percy, ang paglalahad ng katotohanan ay di katapangan kundi isang obligasyon, no? So, revealing the truth is not only courage but also a matter of obligation, no? So, ito po, no? Ito po talagang grabe, no? Grabe tong kaso na to kung saan napupunta. Now, of course, a few days earlier, meron ding statements yung dating Bucor chief in his own defense and feeling naman niya, and position naman niya is he's innocent and there's something fishy going on na hindi naman niya kasalanan, no? So may interview actually siya with Anthony Taberna kung saan he actually warned the president to stay away from questionable figures as far as these investigations are concerned, no? May mga updates din tayo dyan, mga kameta, pagdating sa family, Mabasa family. It looks like, nako, dami talagang concerns dito. Malalim tong issue na ito, no? So we saw some updates na, for instance, mentioning yung isa sa mga anak ni Ka-Percy Lapid na talking to an anonymous caller na nagte-threaten ng kanyang uncle naman, si Roy Mabasa, no? At kanyang kapatid na si Mark Mabasa, no? At meron recordings ito ayon dun sa nakikita natin na Twitter feeds and reports. Kanina rin may play natin yan. So, kanina sinabi rin ni Roy Mabasa, yung kapatid ni Percy Lapid, na sa kanilang paniwala, may mga iba't ibang masterminds na involved dito. Kasi, syempre, yung mga reports of Percy Lapid was striking at many people with big interest and power, no? So, yun po yung sinasabi niya. So, as much as wini-welcome nila itong latest investigation, they're open to see more and more investigation in this regard. So, ito po yung kanyang interview kanina with ABS-CBN and News Channel po, no? At the same time po, of course, there are also calls for helping the family of Percy Lapid, not only in terms of bringing, justice pagdating dun sa crime na nangyari, but also in terms of supporting the family. So, Cavite 4th District Representative si Elpidio Barzaga Jr. actually called on members of House of Representatives to raise up to 5 million pesos for the benefit of yung pamilya ni Percy Lapid. No, of course, I mean, he was the breadwinner, he was the head of the family, padre de familia. So, there's a concern over justice, there's also a concern about the welfare of his family, no? So grabe, no? Ang dami nangyari dito. Sabi nga ng iba, parang pelikula na nangyari dito, parang on-the-job film yung nangyari, or parang ang labas na nangyari dito. As far as we're concerned, we're just following this case. I don't want to pass any, again, premature judgment on this. We're just trying to update on this case. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Kung meron kayong mga alam na updates na hindi natin alam, of course, feel free to share it with the rest of folks here. And I look forward to see more concrete efforts by the government to ensure na hindi lang may hostisya dito sa kaso na ito, but also as far as deterring, no, violence, extrajudicial activities and violence, no, against members of the media, civil society groups, activists, anyone who dares to speak truth to power, no. So grabe, no, grabe talaga tong kaso na ito. The more na may investigation, the more na na-reveal, the more na it shows na talagang malalim ang ugat ng problema sa ating bansa pagdating sa justice system natin. So, I welcome efforts by the Department of Justice, by officials, by the Marcos administration to move in the right direction and to make sure na talaga, no, once and for all, we get to the bottom of this issue at saka ayusin natin yung mga structural problems dun sa loob ng precinto, ng mga prison systems natin kung saan it seems crimes and conspiracies are still being forged, no? Despite supposedly correction of these people or despite supposedly incarceration of these people. So, at least we have this recognition by no less than the Justice Secretary na dapat talaga yung problema natin, dapat talagang solusyon natin sa problema ay more talagang malalim, no? Hindi yung mga bara-bara style, di ba? Alam niyo na sino yun, di ba? Hindi yung bara-bara style. You have to have a systematic reform of the justice system to make sure na hindi congested yung mga preso natin, na walang corruption sa loob, walang masterminding of crimes while some of the criminals are inside against those people outside. And at the same time, there's a protection of journalists, activists, anyone who dares to speak truth to power to ensure na talagang maging malinis itong sistema natin and people can speak truth to power without fear of violence or worse, no? So yun po yung konteksto ng pinag-usapan natin. So maraming salamat mga kameta. Thank you very much again for your comments and suggestions and all. Again, as you know, diba, I usually try to veer away from discussion of criminal investigations and all because, una, of course, we have to respect the justice system. There's a procedure there. There's a protocol there. We don't want to jump to conclusions. At the same time, of course, ayaw natin sensationalize ang issue. This is a humanitarian issue. This is a justice issue. This is it's a very sensitive, emotional issue for a lot of us, especially in the media community. At the same time, of course, this is about someone dear to us, and this case is very dear to us. So parang me not talking about it as much, also parang feeling ko naman that is not the best reflection of me fulfilling my obligation or something like that. Kaya nga sabi ko, once in a while at least we have to give updates about this case, and just telling you guys that we are following also what's happening, and our prayers and best wishes for justice for Percy Lapid, and also for the efforts by our government to make sure na talagang we get to the bottom of this problem. I know hindi natin kaya yan over a day, over a year perhaps not even during one administration, but sana naman we sow the seeds of structural transformation over the long run. All right? So maraming salamat guys. Thank you very much. I'll keep it here. If ever, I'll get back to you guys on a different topic. Ito kasi medyo somber talaga, no? At you can see, no, the tone of our conversation is very different. So I'll get back to you guys with the meta, God willing, soon. And please, prayers, love, and support, and comments and suggestion. These are very tough times. These are very tough times for all of us. All right. Salamat ba? Salamat, guys. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Salamat, guys. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.